Greyhaven are one of those bands that managed to kind of hit the ground running with their first full-length release, Empty Black, and they really not only managed to make something that was wonderful, but also fairly unique. And now the whole southern tinged hardcore, mathcore scene had already been established and the path had been creative. They kind of took it in a little bit of a different direction than a lot of other bands had in the past. They decided to add a more of a unique style to things. Their follow-up to this album, This Bright and Beautiful World, really kind of takes everything that made Empty Black such a success and just turns it up. It's something I didn't even think was possible. Right from the get-go, with the opener, in a room which everything dies, it kind of just hits you and does not let go. It's a sign of what's to come on the album, that it's going to be absolutely just unrelentless in its brutality. That's not to say there aren't moments of respite here and there. There's a couple songs on there that definitely kind of manage to slow things down a little bit, kind of give you a little bit of peace. But even then, when those things are going on, there's still these kind of eerie guitar riffs or just kind of off-putting tones that in the vocal work that just feel very unsettling. Songs like More and More Hands really show off the technical side of the band with the fantastic guitar work on there. The song, for instance, of Snakes and Swans really kind of shows off what they can do with changing things in terms of the way the ending of that song really slow things down, repeats the theme going on throughout, but just in a really kind of creepy, slow manner. It just really kind of catches you off guard while you're listening to that, especially because it is such a long song that by the time you get to the end of it, you're kind of feeling a little bit fatigued, almost outstays its welcome, but then it kind of hits you with that ending breakdown and just you're just left feeling kind of almost uncomfortable, but I don't mean that in a bad way. It's the mood that the band sets and that they're trying to set, and it's just something that works so well with songs like that. Of the singles they released, probably All Candy is the one that really sits differently, I would say, and it kind of sits differently on the album. It's almost a throwback to the 90s grunge era with bands like Alice in Chains or even Nirvana. It's this very kind of gloomy, simplistic, but also just layered with grime sound. The vocal work on it is absolutely fantastic. The way Brett Mills delivers his lines on that track, and I really think it kind of stands out on the album in terms of being something different. It is one of the songs that I would say gives you a little bit of respite from the more hardcore nature of things, but also it manages to kind of stand out in your brain for the mood that it creates. Now, speaking of the mood and the atmosphere, that's really what makes this album stand out and why I would say it's such a unique album in the hardcore metalcore scene. Because a lot of bands these days are just trying to go with making the heaviest riff or a line or two that maybe stand out, but what Greyhaven have done with This Bright and Beautiful World is they've created something that really lingers with you and sticks with you through once you're even done listening to it. And it's not just that the guitar riffs themselves are catchy or that the lines are going to stick out to you or anything like that. I mean, that's definitely there, but what's more important is just the atmosphere that's created. It's got this sense of urgency, which is really backed by Brett Mills' delivery. The way he goes from just this unrelenting screaming to more melodic moments, and it's just completely seamless the way he does it. And it's off-putting, but in a positive way, if that makes any kind of sense. It creates that atmosphere. It's kind of like a horror movie atmosphere. This feels like something that was written for the end of the world, or that something beautiful is kind of just dying. And that's kind of the sense you get. And again, it lingers with you after this album is well done and over. Greyhaven have really opted to make something that's uniquely them, and also at the same time fits in with a lot of the hardcore scene. It's something that not a lot of bands can really do. It's a sign of a band that really has control over not just their instruments or their vocals, but over also what they want to project onto the listener. And overall, this Bright and Beautiful World is just a fantastic, not only just a fantastic follow-up to Empty Black or anything that they put out prior to this, but it stands alone as just being something the band can be absolutely be proud of. It's an album you really should go check out if you are if you like any kind of that music. I would say it's even got, if you're more of a kind of hard rock, less into the whole metalcore scene, this is also something that's going to appeal to you. It's got those moments in there that I think will kind of help you forgive if you don't like the screaming. It's definitely got those moments, and again, it's really just the atmosphere that they've created that sells this album. And the Empty Black definitely had that. It felt kind of dark and grungy, but they've really just kind of stepped it up here with this Bright and Beautiful World. And I think that's something the band should be proud of, and I think they've been successful in everything that they've done. It's an album I really can't wait to hear live. I'm excited to see them. So I would definitely recommend checking this album out, and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching the review of Greyhaven's This Bright and Beautiful World. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos.